Hi guys, Roshi here and welcome to an English Haunting, the demo. So this game is releasing, I believe, in like a day or 2 days, on the 16th of May. And I noticed due to Steam's, like, they have a sale on right now. And I was 2 days from the time of recording this, by the way. And I noticed that there was a bunch of demos that I could download, and I saw this and I was like, oh, it's kind of my style of game. It's pixel art style. However, it's scary apparently. So the little blurb, this music is getting fucking dope. The little blurb on Steam says, while looking for the existence of the great beyond, Professor Patrick Moore, aided by a fake medium, will build a device to see the other side, embark on a search for a millenary artifact, and investigate the most haunted manor of 1907 England. So it's also set in the early 1900s, which is one of my favorite time periods. Just for aesthetics, I love Downton Abbey. Let's just leave it at that. Anyway, I don't know how I'm gonna go with this. We'll see. If it scares the absolute shite out of me, I probably won't play the full game, but let's give it a go. So we got some settings here. We can change the text speed, can change the language, which I won't do, and you can also change whether you want it to be windowed or full screen. We've got a volume slider here, and then we just have new game, load game, and exit. So let's go. Yeah. Oh, look at this. London, 1907. Oh, it looks nice. Where am I? Some kind of university? For boys? Thus, with this method, we can determine the time of death within a margin of error of 2 hours. You should ask Cooper. Me? Why not you? Hughes? Cooper? It would be interesting if you'd share your doubts with the class. Look what you've achieved. Bah, coward. Should I do a British accent? No. Is it true that you and Professor Ward are devoted to hunting ghosts? My, you have been badly informed. We are devoted to studying them, not to hunting them. Oh, what? Huh? Who? Where? That's nonsense. Ghosts don't exist. Do you have any conclusive evidence that can substantiate that statement, Mr. Cooper? They're a myth. An invention of mankind to scare those of weak mind. Those of weak mind, eh? Very well. Oh. Comes up, stabs him. Why don't you be a ghost? Let's see, how many of you believe in God? You can raise your hands. Ah. All of you? Well, perhaps you should be studying theology and not forensic medicine. You can lower your hands. I suppose you think the mere belief in him confirms his existence. Is there any supportive evidence? Any photographs? Have any of you seen him taking a stroll in Hyde Park? Has anyone talked to him? The Pope. Okay, let's set that witness aside for the moment. No one in history has been able to prove it. The only proof we have is faith, and that regrettably won't do. Look, gentlemen, neither I nor Professor Ward asserts that ghosts exist. We're cautious with regard to that matter, even if we have reliable witnesses and there are a large number of cases. Are those arguments enough to accept this as a fact? No. We would be falling into the same trap you fell into with respect to God. I think it's moving at a normal speed, so maybe I shouldn't click it. We investigate these claims with the best tool science has provided us. Can I pause the... Oh, no. We investigate these claims with the best tool science has provided us. That is, the scientific method. A method I advise you to use before compulsively raising your hands to defend your beliefs. I don't think my father would agree with all this blasphemy. Your father agrees with the idea that students from poorer classes should never be allowed into a university, as well as agreeing to use child labor in his factories. So with due respect, Mr. Turner, you can take your father's opinion and... come in. I'm sorry to interrupt, Patrick. That's quite all right. What do you need? Look, the dean wants to see you. Can't it wait? The lecture is almost over. It's A delicate matter, Patrick. Is it about Rose? No, it has nothing to do with Rose. What a relief, I was starting to worry. Talk to him, would you? I'll take care of the lecture. What were you teaching? The scientific method. Apparently these gentlemen don't get it yet. Noted. Okay, so I'm going to go see the dean. Well, gentlemen, the scientific method... It is... One moment. What? Press F1 for instructions. Oh. So, location, left button, interact, talk to, select. Place the cursor at the upper edge of the screen, select an object and use it with the eye for description. So escape opens the options and skips the scene, which I did accidentally before, I didn't mean to. F1 shows this help screen, F5 is a quick save, F7 is a quick load, and space skips dialogue line. So we'll quick save. Okay, Mr. Lee. I can see the polo trophy we won against Harvard in '84. I also remember that cup we won it for cricket against Middlesex. Mr. Lee? Mr. Lee? Sorry, I didn't hear you. I was admiring the trophies. Did you know the university won the Greco-Roman Wrestling Championship in '89? I did not. We haven't won since. Such a pity. There are more trophies in the hall. Why do I always find you in front of this cabinet? They're pretty, don't you think? Excuse me? The wrestling trophies. Ah, yes, I suppose they are. And such a point of pride for the university, right? Yes, of course. Can I inquire about your obsession with trophies? I want to win one. I mean, I want the university to win one in my discipline, Greco-Roman wrestling. What's preventing you from participating in a championship? I understand you're a good wrestler. Manager Taylor. He doesn't want to be embarrassed like in '96. What happened in '96? Oxford humiliated us. They defeated all our wrestlers. Manager Taylor doesn't want that to be repeated. And in his view, the most sensible thing to do is not to compete. It makes no sense, right? Especially if they have me. I'm the best wrestler the university has had in years. I might be able to convince the manager. I'd very much appreciate it. Tell him Oxford won't stand a chance against me. I'm big and relentless and strong. You look strong, yeah. Of course I do. The strongest in the university. Do you want to see it? Test me. There's no need, I trust you. Bring me a metal rod, I'll bend it for you. I don't have one, but don't worry. I'll do what I can to persuade Manager Taylor. Many thanks, Professor. Have a nice day, Mr. Lee. You too, Professor Moore. What's this statue? It was a gift from Raymond Baxter, former pupil and famous sculptor. It represents a certain Celt deity celebrating the winter solstice. The board has threatened to retire this pagan figure several times to the pupils' dismay. Every 21st of December, they fill the statue's bowl with whiskey and parade in front of it, paying their respects. Okay, and there's a bunch of plaques. What is Mr. Cook doing? What are you doing with Professor Ward's portrait, Mr. Cook? Haven't you heard? Of course not. You've been shut up all day in that lecture room. Get inside and they'll bring you up to date. It's a scandal. A scandal! Raymond Pierce. Mr. Price. Professor Moore. Studying? Yes. Well, no. I'm reading a treatise on medieval churches. And, let me see. My dear Gregory, I am telling you the exact truth. I believe I am now acquainted with the extremity of terror and repulsion which a man can endure without losing his mind. I'm sorry, don't worry, Mr. Price. Don't be ashamed of reading M.R. James. He's a national treasure. Continue with your reading. Thank you, Professor Moore. I need to go inside. Let's go in here. Hello, please, can I come in? Ah, Professor Moore. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Dean Carter. Rector Williams, a pleasure. Good afternoon, Professor Moore. You can get a chair from the back, and that won't be necessary. This meeting will be brief. Explain the facts, Dean Carter. Look. This week the university received a generous donation for the Metaphysic Investigations program run by you and Professor Ward. £5,000. That's amazing. It would be, if not for a terrible event. All that money has disappeared from the Bank of England. What? We've demanded an explanation and they've confirmed the money was withdrawn yesterday by your colleague. How was that? We wanted to speak with Professor Ward, but he didn't appear today for his lectures. Let's try to remain calm, gentlemen. The professor might simply be... We've been trying to locate him all day. He's vanished. He's run off with the money. It's an unprecedented scandal. Are you sure it was Professor Ward? Someone could have impersonated him. There are witnesses, and the signature with which the money was withdrawn is undoubtedly his. Lest we forget, his whereabouts are unknown. We believe in presumption of innocence and respect it, but in this case, I'm sorry, Professor Moore. This is the unvarnished truth. Who donated the money? We only know it was a group of intellectuals from London society. Nothing else. It appears they had no intention of making it public, and given the circumstances, they'd prefer to keep it that way. Why would he do that? That is exactly what we're wondering. How could he withdraw the money? He's just a teacher. He shouldn't be authorized. At one time, he combined his teaching job with the position of deputy treasurer. That was years ago. He resigned. Nevertheless, he was still registered at the Bank of London. We suspect he took advantage of that to commit this crime. Get to the point, Dean Carter. Yes. I'm sorry to tell you that as a result of this matter, the board is considering eliminating your metaphysic investigations department. But that can't be. It is. My predecessor authorized this department because of the immaculate career of Professor Ward. Sir Archibald Ellsworth would roll over in his grave if he knew of this infamy. Surely you didn't presume to hope we'd keep this nonsense going after what happened, did you? I understand there's discomfort with Professor Ward, but I'm a part of the department too. It isn't fair that I should be blamed for acts of which I'm not responsible. We know Patrick, but... Patrick? You mean Professor Moore? And I would beseech you not to challenge the board. However, as a courtesy to you, we wish your exit from the department to be as... Stop with this rubbish, Dean Carter. You have 72 hours to prove that your ghosts exist. If you don't present us with material proof by that deadline, forget about your department. 72 hours? That's not time enough to prove what no one has ever proven throughout the entire history of mankind. That is your problem. And express your thanks to Dean Carter. He's the one who proposed it. If it were up to me, I would brick up that circus right now with my own hands. Damn it. We're the laughingstock of every university in the United Kingdom. Let them laugh all they want, Vice-Chancellor Williams. They only display their ignorance. Do you want some advice? Forget about those ghost fantasies and focus on your work as a teacher. You are the best teacher of forensic medicine in all London. Focus on your work, for God's sake. This is a serious institution. Superstition has no place here, and neither do your progressive ideas. Are you aware that we have received complaints from some student fathers because of your radical ideas? What's wrong with being a progressive? Isn't it part of the university motto? Knowledge, improvement, progress? Don't be a wise ass with me, and remember who you're talking to. What a dick. 72 hours, Professor Moore. Prepare yourself to say goodbye to a fantasy that never had any place in an institution as respectable as this one. "72 hours. 72 hours, Henry. It's humiliating. Why didn't they just close the department immediately? I have more bad news to tell you. Really? There's more? Your department has been sealed. You won't be able to use any of the resources inside. Damn it, Henry! Couldn't you... I can't. If someone sees you there, they'll know it was me who conceded. That would put me in an awkward situation. The board is treating this matter very seriously. I don't want my position to be jeopardized. I beg you to understand. Yes, I do. I didn't mean to put you in a predicament. I'm sorry. I know the search for the great beyond is your life, but I'm sure adversity will stretch your intellect even further. I don't know how, but try to find proof, please. If it's strong enough, I'll show it to the board and they'll be forced to keep the department open. Great. The Jewel of Seven Stars by Bram Stoker. The Great God Pan by Arthur Machen. In a Glass Darkly by Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu. Williams would be angry if he saw you devoted time to these readings while working. Ah, these books. I just received an order from that new library near the London Archaeological Society. Do you know it? No. You should see for yourself. There are some genuine jewels. I'll do that. Oh, I didn't mean to click that. How many of these have you written? The ones on the first shelf. And part of the second one too. Ghosts, Reality or Myth by Dr. Henry Carter. Does Williams know you wrote this one? Oh yes, he's even read it. Has he? Well, actually only the prologue. Then he gave me a lecture with more words than are in the book. I wonder if Professor Ward is still in London. That's the same thing I want to know. God damn. Oh! Ah! Can I look? Select an item. Oh, select an item and then click on the eye to get a description. Okay, well, I don't think I can do anything else in here. Bye, Henry. Won't be able to prove the great beyond exists in such a short time without the professor's help. I need to find him. Maybe I can discover something that will help me find him at his home on Dorset Street. Ooh, I got a map. Montag Rhodes, James, did not employ all his talent on creating atmospheres so that a mere professor would break Mr. Price's immersion. Okay, well, how do I look at my map? I'm gonna save. Yes. Okay, let's leave. Ooh. Dorset Street, please. That was cool. This is freaky. That's it, room number 4. So you're a friend of Professor Ward? Exactly. And he's vanished. Sadly. And why do you want to examine his room? Are you from Scotland Yard? No, I'm a professor, such as he. I only want to have a look to see if there's anything that might enlighten me to his whereabouts. Ah, that makes sense. When was the last time you saw him? I know he went out last evening. I was in bed, but I heard his footsteps on the stairs. Haven't you seen him since then? No, sir. Did you notice anything strange about him? Of course I noticed, but not only yesterday, always. He's a strange man, though a very polite one. How I wish the rest of my tenants were as courteous as him. Why is the corridor so dark? The electric company convinced me to install this new light system in the house. They didn't tell me the price would double compared to gaslight. That's what progress means, you know. Progress for the usual suspects, those in power. I've told the tenants not to use the corridor light unless they want my bills to start affecting their rent. It's curious that he lived here. I mean, his salary was high enough to afford him a better place than this. This hovel? Is that what you wanted to say? I don't mean to offend you, Miss Dawson. No, you would be right. This is a hovel. Though it's the classiest hovel in all of East End, and with the biggest rooms for 4 blocks. Would you do me the kindness of lending me the key to the room? I don't have it. How is that? Professor Ward was a bit forgetful. He asked for my copy of the key in case he lost his. It wouldn't be the first time that happened, so he's got 2 keys. And me none. That's it. How can I get into his room? You can wait for the locksmith to come tomorrow. I'm afraid I don't have that much time. Or you can try to open the door yourself. I won't complain. But please try not to break it. I'll be downstairs if you need me. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. Alright. Closed. Of course. Rules. I can't read anything. There's barely any light. I can't discern what kind of plant this is. Okay, well. Does this just take me back onto my... Yeah. Maybe I just need to, look in the vent. I can't see anything. Shit. I have to turn the switch on. One moment. There's something inside the lamp. Oh, I can't reach it. Let's have a look in here. There's nothing inside the vent. Daisies. Rules of the house. The rent is paid the first day of each month. Okay, closed. Room number 3. That's not Professor Ward's room. Shit. I'd rather keep the corridor lit. Okay. Oh, maybe I need to go steal something from the university. Hello. Mr. Cook, yes? Did they order you to remove the portrait of Professor Ward? What do you think? I think yes. Exactly. Oh, no, who ordered it? My colleague Nazem Ward, former Chief Coroner of Scotland Yard and one of the most distinguished figures in the faculty, at least until yesterday. Mr. Cook, yes? Who ordered it? Who do you think? Vice Chancellor Williams. Exactly. Do you need help? I see you're finding it hard to remove a simple portrait. Do you think old Cook isn't smart enough to take down a picture? Of course not. Exactly. Wait a moment, does that mean I am or I am not? You are smart enough to take down a portrait. Ah, good. Some genius thought it would be better to attach to paintings with glue instead of a pair of hook screws. In his defense, I'll say that not for anything in the world would I have suspected one of these illustrious professors was a filthy thief. You've already been informed, have you? Sadly. Who would have thought, huh? Though it's not like it comes as a total surprise, frequenting the places he did. But I will manage to take down this portrait with no tool. One only needs to know how to apply force. Thus said Pythagoras, give me a place to stand and I shall move the world. That was Archimedes. Archimedes? You don't need to correct me. I'm not one of your pupils. What places did Professor Ward frequent? A pub, for one, in the East End. The Red Lion. Someone of his stature visiting such establishments. How embarrassing. And in the company of a tart. One moment, what tart? A courtesan, I guess. A courtesan. They seemed quite close. She is surely his accomplice. How do you know that? Rumors travel as fast as bad news. I need to find that woman. She might know where I can find Professor Ward. If you find her, give her to the police. I already told you she surely has something to do with the money theft. Ooh. I don't know what that means, I guess. Are you entirely certain you don't need any help with the portrait? Do you want me to help you marking exams? There's no need to... Exactly. Carry on. Shit. Selection of the many championship sports. Yes, we did that already. Still entranced by the trophies, always. So the manager won't count on you. This is unfair. I'm big and relentless and strong. The strongest in the university. Oh yeah, I read that already. Okay. No, I didn't mean to go in here. I don't want to be in here, sir. Sorry. Back to our little carriage. Let's go. Oh, we got the pub. Oh, the location's not available in the demo. No, but it's the pub. I want to go to the pub. Montague Rhodes James did not employ all his talent. Yep. Okay, let's go back to the... Alright, let's talk to the dean about our buddy, maybe. What kind of proof do you need to show the board? The tangible kind, of course. Something so conclusive that it would convince the ignoramuses on the board to reconsider their beliefs. What a genius, huh? Who? Ah, Williams, yes. You know, he's never agreed with the university being involved in supernatural matters, even if they're studied through science. What happened with Professor Ward was the perfect excuse to close down the department, don't you think? To him, it was like manna from heaven. It's what he's been waiting for since the beginning. I have no doubt about that. Williams is an old-school teacher, quite literally. His closed mind belongs to the last century. Forget about him and focus on searching for proof of supernatural activity. I will try to keep him at bay as best I can. I still don't believe what Professor Ward did. Indeed. I'm still processing it myself. But the evidence is unequivocal, Patrick. I don't think I can do it without the professor. Don't underestimate yourself, Patrick. You are an extraordinary researcher. I know time is not in our favor, but perhaps pressure will push your brain to unsuspected limits. I bet on you, my friend. Any ideas? I remember you said you were working on an electromagnetic field booster. Well, it is more complicated than that, in truth, but we could call it that. It served to stimulate supernatural activity, right? In theory, yes. You could use it in this rushed investigation. Did you finish it? Does it work? I took it home so I could work on it during sleepless nights. It's only missing a piece and then I could give it a try. So, what are you waiting for? New location. Unlocked. I'll see what I can find. Time is of the essence. Good luck, Patrick. Okay. I'm wondering if I can talk can I go into my class? Oh, it's empty. But Mr. MacGyver guy is in here. Anatomical skeleton. You need to be careful handling these anatomical skeletons because they're very fragile. I just got a skeleton arm. It's full of flasks and test tubes. What is a flask of sulfuric acid doing here? It should be in the lab. I believe it's time to get rid of this old eraser. I'm just getting everything. Books. The one on the top is Atlas of Human Anatomy by Dr. Oswald de Vries. I use it to illustrate my lectures. The one on the bottom is The Empty House and Other Ghost Stories by Algernon Blackwood. It serves me to help me evade them. The 4 first drawers are full of anatomy prints. The rest are intended for school materials. Frank? Bad news, right? Worse. The board is threatening to close down the Metaphysic Investigations Department if I don't present irrefutable proof within 72 hours. Proof of what? Of the existence of the great beyond. Damn idiots. That's an impossible time frame. How dare they? That despicable Williams will end up getting what he wants. What do you think of what Professor Ward did? Are you asking me if I believe he's innocent? Is he? What do you think? I think neither of us is answering a single question. I don't know, Patrick. Nelson Ward is famous for being eccentric and impulsive, but that, of course, doesn't make him a miscreant. So do you think he's innocent? The evidence of the crime is unequivocal, though simultaneously I believe that if he committed such misconduct, he must have had a good reason, not just a financial one. What reason? I cannot begin to fathom. I only hope this makes some sense. Have you seen any ghosts lately? God willing, this would be easy, right? How long has the Metaphysic Investigations Department been running? 3, 4 years? 4. And they want to solve the great mystery of life after death within 72 hours. They neither want to nor intend to. If I have been given that time frame, it is because Henry interceded. If only you could succeed. I'd like to see the faces of those decrepit geezers when you show them undeniable proof. I don't think I knew Professor Ward well enough. We had a very close relationship, but it was purely professional. I don't know a single thing about his life, apart from him being the chief coroner of Scotland Yard before becoming a teacher. If I had taken even a mild interest in him, I might have detected signs of what he would do. Don't punish yourself with that, Patrick. Nelson was very reserved. I doubt anyone in the faculty really got to know him. I don't know how I can face this research against the clock. I don't want to be untactful, but that's an endeavour doomed to fail. I mean, to this day, no one has been able to find any conclusive evidence of the existence of the great beyond. Perhaps in the future we could resolve the matter, but not in such a short time. I need to find the professor. I can't do this alone. We were a team. How about asking for help from the British Society of Paranormal Studies? I doubt they would assist. Neither the professor nor I are welcome there. Ah, because of that damned article. What about Richet? He always supported you, and he could be a valuable ally in this quest. Charles. He is not in London at the moment. No? Damn. Any ideas that might help my research? Now that I think about it, Nelson mentioned having found a place worth investigating. Do you remember where it could be? I think it was located in central London. A house, maybe? I don't recall. I was having a busy day when he told me about it, and I didn't pay enough attention. I'm sorry I'm not helping. Not to worry. Thank you for always supporting me. I know of only 2 people who could prove the existence of the great beyond. One of them is Nelson. You are the other. So you shall always have my support in everything you do. I should get going. If I can do anything for you, I understand, Frank. I appreciate it. What a nice guy. What a good guy. What a friend of mine. Alright. So I have a couple things. So the felt has collected too much chalk powder. The eraser dirties instead of cleans. Ah. I don't want to melt that. A flask of sulfuric acid, very corrosive. Handle with care. And hand. Part of an arm of an anatomical skeleton. So I can probably try and use that. No, I didn't mean to go in here. I'm sorry, my dear friend. You look so scary sitting there like that. Let me just point it out now. Oh. I could melt the glue, right? Never mind. I'll just leave him to it, shall I? Ooh! Not available in the demo. Damn it. Okay. Well, we've got a hand. I could use the skeleton arm to carefully remove the crystal from the lamp. Damn, it's not long enough. Maybe a little jump will help. Oh. What was that? Damn. What was that noise? My monocle fell. Good heavens! What kind of monocle do you wear? Phew. There's a key here. I'll pick up the broken crystal. I don't want to have to explain it to the landlady. Where can I hide the criminal evidence? In the pot plant. Oh, no, in the vent. Nothing to see here. Okay, well, let's use this on the door. And into our old friend's house. Creepy. The professor is an atheist, so I gather that crucifix was already here when he arrived. It's a map of central London where the professor has marked several places worth investigating. There's a red circle around one of them. There's an old oil lamp. I'll take it. Okay. It doesn't look very comfortable, though the professor wouldn't care. I've seen him fall asleep between classes in the most unimaginable places. I think the professor would rest better under the watchful eye of Darwin than under Jesus. Shoot! Go on, get! The street is full of tramps and drunkards. The professor felt more comfortable among them than among his colleagues. There's a notebook on the desk. Oh, the House of Benwell Street. It is discouraging to discover that all the places worth investigating were in the end either frauds or a waste of time. However, I found a location that, if my inquiries are correct, could afford a unique opportunity to me and my colleague, Professor Moore. It is an old, impressive building located at 34 Benwell Street. Its original owner was Thomas Highmore, a widower philanthropist who lived in the house during the early years of last century. After his death, his heirs rented the house to several tenants, one of them Frederick Price. Reported strange blows coming from the basement to the police, raps. An officer corroborated the facts, to which he added, as is stated in his report, that several objects in the room started to slowly move without human intervention. A police report that confirms unexplained supernatural phenomena, contrary to the account of a normal witness, which is always an act of faith to consider believable. This changes everything. No police officer of sound mind would cast doubt on his professionalism by falsely signing a report such as this, so we can be sure this is an account we can accept, and thus a very valuable one. Terrified, the Prices left the house 2 months later. Their place was taken by a Benjamin Jones. By searching through the documents of the estate agency that managed the property, I found a report stating that the tenant abandoned the house 4 weeks later due to constant unspecified occurrences in the basement. In my investigation, I found 2 other cases with that basement as the epicenter of supernatural activity, but I have yet to verify them. I still haven't informed Patrick about this. We could be dealing with another dead end, and if someone has to waste his time with this, I'd rather it be me. My instinct, though, tells me 34 Benwell Street is the place we've been dreaming of all these years. Professor Nelson Ward, October 14th, 1907. Oh my god. 34 Benwell Street. Uh-oh. Shelf? That junk box stands out. Let's see what's in it. There's a copper wire reel that may come in handy. Okay. Well, it's too rusty. I think that's everything in here. Let's have a look at the things we got. An old oil lamp. It has a bit of fuel. Oh, I already read this. That's okay. And the wire is all coated in a layer of rust, though it doesn't show any signs of corrosion. Okay. Let's leave, I guess. Oh, what is that on the... That scared the shit out of me. I'm excited. Oh, I actually kind of really do want to play this game. Is that Stonehenge? Thanks for playing an English Haunting demo. Please consider adding an English Haunting on your Steam wishlist. I think I will. That was quite fun. Quite enjoyable. I like the style of gameplay, very classic old point and click adventure. And yeah, like I said, this is being released on the 16th of May. So from point of recording, it's like just over a day away. And yeah, if you find this interesting, go and wishlist it because it's about to come out. It's developed and published by Postmodern Adventures and Complot. I don't know if I said that right. But yeah, if this type of game is your vibe, this one looks very promising. So I implore you to go and give it a go, check it out, see how you enjoy it before it is released. That's going to be it for me this time, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!